Hi everyone, it's Samantha here from the Koala English Podcast. Today, we're going to explore how the way we talk about our pets actually tells a story about us. Because when we say, I have a dog, or I will never get a snake, we're not just sharing information about animals, we're revealing our memories, our emotions, and even our future plans. From a small goldfish when you were a child to a loyal dog called man's best friend, from the soft sound of a cat purring to strong feelings about unusual pets, the way we talk about pets shows who we are. In this episode, we'll see how talking about animals can share something personal. So make a cup of tea, sit down, relax, and let's find out what your pet story says about you. We call them companions. We call them friends. Sometimes we even call them members of the family. But have you ever stopped for a moment and really thought about this? When we talk about our pets, what are we really saying? Are we only talking about animals? Or are we also talking about ourselves? In this explainer, we are going to explore something simple but powerful. We will see how small conversations about pets can tell us a lot about our memories, our feelings, our personality, and even our future plans. It may sound like a small topic, but it is not small at all. Let's start with a very common question. Do you prefer dogs or cats? People ask this question all the time. It feels light and casual. Sometimes it even feels like a joke. But your answer is interesting. If you say dogs, maybe you like loyalty. Maybe you like energy. Maybe you enjoy going outside and being active. If you say cats, maybe you like quiet time. Maybe you like independence. Maybe you enjoy calm spaces. And maybe you say something different. Maybe you like birds. Maybe you like rabbits. Maybe you like snakes. Maybe you do not like pets at all. Your answer is the first clue in your story. Now think about your childhood. Did you have a pet when you were young? Maybe you had a small goldfish in a bowl. Maybe you had a hamster in your bedroom. Maybe your family had a dog in the garden. Maybe you were not allowed to have pets. When we say, I used to have a dog, or we had a cat when I was little, we are not just sharing information. We are sharing memories. For many people, childhood feels like a small zoo. Cats, dogs, birds, fish, hamsters. These animals were there in happy moments. They were there on normal days. Sometimes they were there in sad times too. Every pet leaves a small mark on our life story. Some marks are big, some are small, but they are there. Now let's look at the present. Listen carefully to the words we use. We usually do not say, I own a dog. We say, I have a dog. That word change is important. Own sounds cold and formal. Have sounds warm and personal, and we almost always give our pets names. We say, I have a dog named Charlie. My cat Luna loves sleeping. When we use a name, everything changes. It is not just a dog anymore. It is Charlie. It is not just a cat. It is Luna. The animal becomes an individual, someone special, someone with a personality. Our language shows connection. It shows love. It shows care. When we talk about pets, our voice often becomes softer. We smile more. Our eyes change. That tells us something. Now we come to the deeper question. Why do these animals become so important to us? Why do they mean so much? The answer is simple but strong. We create an emotional bond. Pets give us comfort when we feel stressed. They give us company when we feel lonely. They give us routine and responsibility. They listen to us without judging us. We can talk to them about anything. They do not laugh at us. They do not criticize us. They are just there. That is very powerful. Think about a cat purring. That soft, vibrating sound is small, but when you hear it, you feel calm. You can hear comfort. You can feel peace. Or think about a dog waiting for you at the door. That excitement, that loyalty. Pets do not just live in our home. They change the feeling of our home. They make it warmer. But not everyone wants the same type of pet. Some people prefer common companions, dogs, cats, animals we see every day. These pets feel familiar and safe. But some people prefer unusual pets, snakes, lizards, scorpions. For some people, these animals are interesting and beautiful. For other people, they are scary. And that is okay. There is no correct answer. One person's best friend can be another person's biggest fear. Our feelings about animals are deeply personal. Sometimes we cannot even explain them. We just feel what we feel. Now let's look forward. When we ask someone, will you ever get a dog? The word ever is important. It means at any time in your whole life. We are not asking about next month. We are asking about the future in general. And when someone says, I will never get a snake, that word never is strong. It closes the door completely. It says, not now, not later, not at any time. Our future plans about pets exist on a scale. At one end, I will definitely get a dog. In the middle, I might get a cat, maybe one day. At the other end, I will never have a snake. The words we choose show how open or closed we feel about our future. When we step back and look at everything, something becomes clear. When we talk about pets, we are rarely just talking about animals. We are talking about our childhood, our experiences, our personality, our comfort, our fears, our hopes. Pets become a safe way to talk about ourselves. That is why conversations about pets often feel easy, but they are not simple. They are personal. So next time you hear someone talking about their pet, listen carefully. The story may not really be about the animal. It may be about the person. And now I want to ask you something. When you talk about pets, past, present, or future, what does your story say about you? So today wasn't just about learning words for pets. It wasn't just about understanding what purring means. It wasn't just about memorizing phrases like man's best friend, ever or never. It was about something deeper, something emotional, something human. Talking about pets teaches you more than vocabulary. It teaches you how to talk about your memories, how to express affection, how to share your preferences and your personality in simple, natural English. Because pets are not just animals. They represent comfort. They represent companionship. They represent the kind of connection that doesn't need many words. When you say, I used to have a cat, or I will never get a snake, you're not just talking about animals. You're sharing your past. You're expressing your feelings. You're revealing something about your future. And when you start noticing how people talk about their pets, in conversations, at work, with friends, you begin to understand that these small topics create real connection. You become the kind of speaker who can share stories naturally and confidently. So this week, think about your own pet story. Did you have one as a child? Would you like one in the future? What kind of animal feels right for you? Try saying it out loud. I used to have a dog. I'm thinking about getting a cat. I don't like exotic pets. See how simple and meaningful that feels. If today's episode helped you feel more confident talking about pets, please like this video so more learners can find it. Share it with someone who wants to speak natural, everyday English. Subscribe to the Koala English Podcast for weekly episodes that help you grow step by step. And I'd truly love to hear from you. Finish this sentence in the comments. My ideal pet is blank because. Make it personal. Make it honest. Make it yours. Thank you for learning with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.